As platform engineers, one of the most important role of our jobs is providing golden paths for developers. Now, what are these golden paths, you might ask? Golden paths are ways which allow developers to reach their end goal, which is often just getting to the code writing phase, with as little resistance as possible. This means overcoming problems which developers usually face when they want to get to the code writing phase, like setting up the infrastructure, deploying their microservices, spinning up their microservices, and all those kind of things. The easier you can make it for developers to be able to get to a spun development environment with all the resources they need, the better the experience they will have. The best part is that in this process, you'll also be able to standardize your environments to make sure that they are compliant with whatever policies your organization is following. My name is Ash, and in this video, we are going to take a look at how the Okteto Catalog helps solve the problems we discussed. Okteto Catalog enables platform engineers to pre-configure a list of applications for their developers to choose from. For developers, the experience becomes extremely simple since now all they have to do is choose the application they want to work on from their list and click the launch button. This will create an environment with all the right configuration using the right Okteto manifest for developers without them having to do anything to configure this. Let me give you a scenario so that you can understand the use case better. If you're already familiar with our sample to-do list application, it's basically a to-do list app which allows users to save and back up their to-dos in an S3 storage bucket. Now you want to be able to provision this S3 bucket as part of each developer's dev environment, but you want it to be in a specific region in your cloud provider, right? How do you make sure that that happens without developers having to manually set the right variables or do the configuration on their own? You can add information like this as environment variables, which will be a part of your developers' environments when they spin up the environment from the catalog. And this is not limited to just storage buckets or databases. You can extend this to anything, any configuration you can possibly imagine. So wherever you need standardization and governance over environments to make sure that they are compliant with whatever security policies your organization is following, it is best to pre-configure all of that as part of a catalog entry and make it available to developers so that they don't have to manually do anything and they end up using the right configuration as well. And it's extremely simple to do so. Let us go back to the Okteto UI and I'll show you how you can configure a catalog entry easily. All you have to do is go to the catalog setting in the admin dashboard. Now just fill out some basic information about your application, including the name you want to show for the catalog entry, the repo URL, and the path to the Okteto manifest if you are not using the default path at the root of the repository. Once you have that done, you can add environment variables which will become a part of each developer's environments. So now let's say in the case of that to-do list application, you wanted Pulumi or any other infrastructure as code tool you might be using to create that bucket in a particular AWS region. You can add that value as an environment variable and it will then be available to each developer's environment, ensuring that the bucket gets created in the right region. Once you have configured everything, just hit save and the catalog entry would be available in the list for each of your developers. We can verify that by going to a new namespace or even the same namespace, clicking launch dev environment, and we can already see our Pulumi entry there. And it was this simple. This is all the configuration you need to do to add a catalog entry. To quickly recap the benefits of Okteto Catalog, 1. It removes friction from the process and allows them to get to the code writing phase directly. Secondly, it allows you as platform engineers to have standardization and governance over the environments to make sure that they are compliant with whatever regulatory policies you're following. And third, it allows a control over the entire development experience, making sure that developers are using the right values instead of any ad hoc arbitrary values. So I hope you can now see the benefits Okteto Catalog provides to you as platform engineers as well as the developers on your team. If you would like to read more about this feature, check out the blog I've currently opened and the link would be in the description of the YouTube video. If you like this feature and want to try out Okteto on your own, go to our website okteto.com and you can get a free 30-day trial. If at any point you need help, please feel free to reach out to us via the comment section or on our community website, community.okteto.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you learned something useful from this video, and if yes, please consider giving our YouTube channel a subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, happy hacking.